You are looking live at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, where the New England Patriots play host to the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC Championship game. And you are also looking live at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where the Philadelphia Eagles host the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC Championship game. We'll have the game previews as well as reviewing the divisional games from last week on SportsVenting Weekly. What's going on, sports fans? Welcome to another edition of SportsVenting Weekly. I'm the Waz, and filling in for frustrated Phil, who, I think he's getting ready for another season of The Bachelor, is our good friend Dan the Man. Welcome aboard, Dan. Before we get started, don't forget, check us out every Friday night from 6 to 7 on 610 ESPN Radio. It's the best hour of your week. All right, Dan. 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. What'd you think about the games on Saturday?
Horrible.
Horrendous. All I'll say is that New England beat Tennessee 38-14. That's all the press they get.
Done.
The other game on Saturday that sucked. I'm sorry, Eagles fans. The game was boring except for the last minute and a half when Atlanta drives down the field and they have first and goal on the 9-yard line. If you're an Eagles fan,
Frustrated Phil.
oh, your heart's coming out of your chest. Dan the Man, what happened to the Falcons?
They had first and goal with a minute and a half left at the 9. Why did they pass 4 times? Why?
I can see he was rooting for the Falcons. Again, Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman were tearing up the Eagles on that drive.
Come on.
Why not run it on first down? Make the Eagles take their last time out. Maybe run it on second down. Now you're down maybe at the 4 or the 5. Then you throw the passes to Julio Jones. Why also do you run a rollout and cut off half the field?
They all knew where it was going.
Dan Quinn, get out of here! Let's move on to Sunday because we had 2 great games on Sunday.
Awesome.
First up, do you mean to tell me that the Jacksonville Jaguars scored 45 points on the Pittsburgh Steelers?
45?
What is this world coming to? It's up is down, down is up, cats and dogs playing in the field. What's going on? Jacksonville, 45 points?
And they stormed to a what? 21-0?
21-0 lead. I'm sorry, Mike Tomlin, your feet should be to the fire this week. You do not allow your team to look past the Jags, which they were. They were looking forward to New England, and you got burnt. Way to go, Jags Nation. And more importantly, who let Mike Tomlin sit there with spit in his beard for like the last half of the fourth quarter? Somebody tell the man he's got spit in his beard. Come on, man. Horrible. Now let's go on to the best game of the weekend.
By far.
You had the Saints and the Vikings. 4 lead changes in the last 3 minutes. If you're a Saints or Vikings fan, you are losing your mind.
4 lead changes in 3.5 minutes.
4 lead changes last 3.5 minutes. You got Kamara scoring the touchdown. The Vikings score a field goal. The Saints come back and score a field goal. And then the Vikings come down. Last-ditch pass, an out pattern to Stephon Diggs. And what does the safety do?
He not only misses the tackle, he goes blind and he lets him in front of him.
And he takes out his own player. Meanwhile,
right.
Stephon Diggs is running down the sideline, scores the touchdown. The Vikings win the game. Crazy. Skull. 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 Now, big question. Are Vikings fans going to be going skull on this Sunday when they play the Eagles in the NFC Championship game? Give me your thoughts on both games. Who's going to the big dance?
Sorry, Mrs. Waz, New England, and definitely Minnesota. Eagles have been lucky week after week after week. Finally, they're going to lose at home.
I'm going with the Vikings simply because defense and running games travel. And I'm sorry. Again, I'm not putting the game in the hands of Nick Foles. I'm not. I think Minnesota has more playmakers, and I think the Vikings take it.
And
Now,
more defense.
on to the AFC. I'm sorry, I'm married to a Jaguars fan, but if you think for 1 second,
What? What was that?
it was a sneak attack. If you think for 1 second I'm picking the Jaguars over the New England Patriots on Sunday, you have lost your mind. I'm thinking Patriots-Vikings in the Super Bowl in Minnesota. I may be sleeping outside this weekend. I don't care. I'm sticking with my picks. That's all we have for Sports Venting Weekly. Again, I'm the Waz.
And I'm Dan the Man.
And that's all we have, and we're out of here.